Welcome, and thanks for joining me for a quick review of the levels of evidence in evidence-based practice, which you will recall is abbreviated EBP. This review is just a brief reminder of the levels as discussed in your textbook, Understanding Medical Surgical Nursing, the 6th edition by Williams and Hopper, copyright 2019 by F.A. Davis. Let's get started. We get our evidence from multiple sources. The use of evidence in our nursing practice helps us to provide the best care possible and improve outcomes for our patients and their families. You may recall that evidence-based practice is the gold standard and the type of care that all of us, as prudent and compassionate nurses, strive to provide. Because we recognize that the nursing care we provide is not isolated, but a part of the larger healthcare system, and that our approach to patients needs to be holistic, we also gather evidence from medical research, psychology, gerontology, social work, and other areas. This semester, we will be examining the evidence-based practices in maternal, newborn, and pediatric care. There are 4 levels of evidence quality when we are reviewing evidence. I recall from your Muddy Point index cards last semester that this is one area that many of you struggled to understand. Think of the levels of evidence like you would a Likert scale. You know, that scale where you answer a survey, strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree. There are only 4 levels of evidence quality. Let's briefly review those. Level 1 is the strongest level. It is the best evidence. This includes systematic reviews of randomized controlled trials. Those are studies that assess the effect of a variable by randomly assigning subjects. Neither the subject nor the researchers know which subjects are assigned to the experimental, the placebo, or the control group. And so these are true experimental studies, and there are 3 or more of them that demonstrate similar results. That's what gives us level 1 evidence. The factors that they control for, the factors that could falsely change the study, are controlled as much as possible in all of the studies that are reviewed. Our level 2 evidence is when we are presented with at least one well-designed randomized controlled trial. These are also true experimental studies, but there are only 1 or 2 studies with similar results. Our level 3 evidence is from quasi-experimental research studies. These are studies that do not control the factors that could possibly change the results and show the data to be false or falsely change the results. And so these studies are less predictive. They're less predictive in their effectiveness, meaning that we aren't really sure if the nursing care effectiveness is a result of the intervention being tested or some other factor that was not controlled. Then we have our final level 4. This is considered the weakest level of evidence because it's expert opinion or the reports of expert committees. Now, these are not research-based evidence. That's not to say that level 4 evidence is not valuable. Sometimes level 4 evidence is all we have. And so as healthcare changes, new technologies emerge, and we scramble to keep up with all of these changes, we start to develop expert opinions that can lead to creating research studies and build stronger levels of research, thus supporting better evidence-based practices. Thank you for taking this time to review the levels of evidence quality with me. Until we meet again, keep studying.